Hello, everyone. About a year ago, I had it all: a job, a wife, a kid. But what I found in a lamp changed my life.
He found in a lamp some money, some type of magical powers. I'm guessing it is some type of magical powers. Can't trust these weird My Story animation videos. Like, come on, guys. I just want to see what he found in the lamp.
Forever. I've always been a little socially awkward, hiding in my shell, hoping nobody would notice me, feeling weird in a big crowd of people, because when people did notice me, they weren't really nice, to put it lightly. Like this one time when I was in college. This huge, I mean Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson huge football player was playing around near the entrance when I crashed into him. It was an accident, obviously, but he didn't take it as such. The last thing I remember was his loud voice and this enormous fist flying my way. When I opened my eyes,
I'm just about to predict what's about to happen. The girl is gonna help him. They're gonna be in a friend zone for a little bit, and then they're gonna end up having kids, and then something bad is gonna happen. Like, these stories are so predictable. Like, let's just jump back into the video and see what happens.
I saw an angel. Well, not literally. I saw the most wonderful young lady, Daisy. I felt my heart skip a beat. She was standing in front of me, her silky voice asking me, "Are you okay?" Somehow, I knew that this woman would have a great impact on my life, and I couldn't believe that of all people, she decided to help me. But our love story didn't start there. I was, as people call it, friend zoned for quite some time.
I promise you, I have never, ever in my life seen this video. This video came out like 3 days ago, and I just saw it. I mean, not 3 days ago. It came out recently, but I have never, ever seen this video. And then somehow I just got the predictions was right. But these videos, they're like super predictable. So yeah, let's just jump back into the video.
We became best friends. She'd call me after some jerk ex-boyfriend would cheat on her and treat her badly. I'd buy the biggest bucket of ice cream, and we'd spend the whole night talking. It was hard to see her hurting time after time, but I was glad to be near this magnificent
Wait a second. Did he just call that girl a
creature. I didn't expect anything, honestly, and yet, this one morning, after one of our deep and interesting nightly conversations, she got out of my shower and sat on the table while I was making breakfast. I was minding my own business when I heard the most jaw-dropping question. Out of the blue, she asked me, "Jared, how come you never made a move on me?" I nearly...
This is the most fakest story I have ever heard in my life. What girl would say this? Jared, why have you not tried to make a move on me yet? Like, who would say that? This story is so fake. I already know it's fake, but they like if somebody just saw this and they thought it was real, I think that would just be a red flag right there.
dropped the pan with eggs on the floor. Because, I started mumbling like an idiot. That's when I heard something soft dropping on the floor. It was her towel. I don't think any living soul has ever cared so much about me. You know, I care about you too, her smooth as silk voice said. And the rest was history. After we got married, every anniversary, I'd make this grand gesture to make up for my silly lack of courage when we were friends. I have no idea why it never occurred to me that she might be into me too. I was in my first residency as a great doctor-to-be when she bore me a daughter, my sweet Lily, who I loved more than I loved life itself. I was living the best life possible when it turned out to be a lie.
Guys, I think the girl is actually a boy.
One day, I believe it was Saturday, while I was sitting on the couch, I noticed that the perspective of the lamp was odd, like inverted. It was still in 3D, but something was off. I couldn't understand what was wrong with it. I was transfixed. I remember Daisy telling me to go to bed, but I couldn't. I stayed up all night staring at it. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe there was something wrong with me, but I was obsessed with that lamp. I stopped going to work. I stopped eating. My wife was freaking out. but I couldn't even hear her anymore. It was all blurry. All I could hear were random sounds. My wife shouting, then murmuring something. My little Lily crying. The lamp buzzing like it was saying something important. I think a week or two had passed when I saw Daisy leaving with Lily. She packed a couple of bags and left, telling me that she was gonna stay at her mom's. She was right. It wasn't safe with me, but it wasn't safe in the world either, 'cause something wasn't right. I tried turning the lamp on and off again, but it stopped working. It started reshaping itself and spinning around the room.
Okay, I think he's on drugs, LSD to be specific, because that's what LSD does to you, or mushrooms. Don't ask me how I know about these drugs, but basically that's what they do to you, and I think he's on them.
It hit me in the head, and I felt my whole vision blacking out. I heard hundreds of voices and screams. I became aware of the pain, a ton of pain. It was in my jaw, in my bones, in my head. For a minute, I was in darkness, feeling utter chaos around me. And then, I opened my eyes. You won't believe what I saw. Honestly, at first, I couldn't believe it either. I was laying on my back on the sidewalk near my college, surrounded by people that I didn't know. Most of them were freaking out. I was confused. Some cop took me to the nearest hospital. They did CT scans and ran a bunch of tests. And it turned out I was right. There was something wrong with that lamp. It didn't exist. None of it did. None of those 5 years, my happily ever after years, were real. It was all a dream after some douchebag punched me.
I knew that wasn't real. What girl just goes up? Why haven't you tried to hit on me yet? Like, who does that?
Hard in the face, and I crashed into the stairs. After that, I took some time off college and went through a year of depression. I was grieving my wife and children that I never really had. I'd go to a shop to buy groceries and search for familiar faces, but for the most part, I couldn't even remember what they looked like. And yet, this one little trip to the grocery store made me into a better man. I was already near the cashier, waiting in line, when this sweet young woman stood behind me. She was wearing a flowery summer dress and humming a classic song. I looked at her and thought, what would Daisy have said in this situation? She would probably laugh at my lack of courage. She would call me out. I turned around in my sweatpants, trying to turn on the charm that I wasn't even sure I had, and said, "Is that the Beatles? You sound great." She looked at me with hazel eyes and smiled. So, that's how my ex-wife, or my dream wife as I often call Daisy, encouraged me to go after an attractive girl that later on became my girlfriend. Daisy was the perfect wingman and was the reason that I'm now actually starting my residency and living with my girlfriend. Maybe this dream really was a lesson for me to stop feeling sorry for myself and to work up the courage to fight for what I want.
I guess this ended well. He got a new girlfriend. I guess the Daisy girl is like his what is it? His self-conscious, and it just helps him, I guess. I don't know. I guess getting knocked up can help you sometimes. I don't know.
I just really didn't expect to find a mentor in myself.
Did you like this story?
No, I did not like the story, but yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. Bye.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Dear Diary as we post new stories every week.